Good evening. You're watching News Mongolia on MNB World. I'm your host, Sosang Hortz. For our top stories, the government of Japan to provide non-refundable aid of medical equipment worth 1 billion Japanese yens. Mongolian Gobi can become a major renewable energy source for the world. International Yoga Day will be celebrated for the 6th time. For other news, stay tuned. The Ministry of Health, World Health Organization, and National Center for Communicable Diseases held its daily press briefing to provide the latest updates on COVID-19 status in Mongolia.
287 people were put under observation and 216 people were released from observation and transferred to home isolation. Currently, there are 1,719 people under observation nationwide. A chartered flight from Seoul returned on Thursday with 266 Mongolian citizens on board, and all passengers were sent to quarantine observation. A total of 32,400 kilograms of cargo was disinfected at the border. Over 5,000 trained passengers were surveyed for possible symptoms, and the Ministry of Health officials highlighted that people must get used to the new normal until an effective vaccine against COVID-19 is available. A total of 339 people were tested, and 3 truck drivers tested positive for COVID-19. From the people repatriated, 1 was delivered to the NCCD for possible symptoms. 5 people were discharged from the NCCD after making full recovery and transferred to home isolation. As of today, the total number of confirmed COVID-19 cases in Mongolia has reached 204, of which 132 have fully recovered.
Due to the COVID-19 outbreak in the region, the government of Japan will provide Mongolia with non-refundable aid. Notably, 1 billion Japanese yen will be provided for the implementation of Economic and Social Development Support Program and 249 million yen for the Project for Human Resource Development Scholarship. On June the 17th, the governments of Mongolia and Japan established the Intergovernmental Letters of Exchange.
Expressing his gratitude to the government of Japan, a strategic partner of Mongolia, for providing practical support and assistance to Mongolia at a time when the world is fighting the spread of the COVID-19 pandemic, Minister Tsokhpatar underlined that non-refundable aid of medical equipment worth 1 billion Japanese yen is very timely. The government of Japan has been implementing the Project for Human Resources Development since 1999. In total, 16 countries from the Asia-Pacific region have benefited from this project. Mongolia became part of this Human Resource Development Project in 2001. Over the last couple of decades, a total of 346 Mongolian students have been awarded master's and doctor's degree scholarships and grants. They have been studying law, economics, and finance at the top university of Japan. The project will continue until 2024. The government of Japan's Project for Human Resource Development Scholarship aims to support development of human resources in countries that have shifted to a market economy by providing financial assistance to promising young civil servants at Japanese universities.
The government of Japan has been supporting the development of human resources in Mongolia. By signing this document today, young promising professionals will be able to attend training in Japan. 16 young professionals will leave for their studies in the autumn of 2021.
Present at the signing ceremony were government officials of Mongolia and Japan. Since 1991, the government of Japan has provided technical and economic assistance to Mongolia worth around $197 million.
International Yoga Day will be celebrated in Mongolia and globally for the 6th time. In light of the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic, the theme this year is Yoga at Home and Yoga with Family. This year, the focus will be on practicing yoga at home with one's family.
This year, during the COVID-19 pandemic and the social distancing norms, the International Yoga Day will be marked virtually. Original date of the International Yoga Day was the 21st of June. However, due to the pandemic and the parliamentary elections in Mongolia, International Day of Yoga in Mongolia was postponed until the 26th of June, which will be organized by the Indian Embassy in Mongolia and yoga centers around Ulaanbaatar city.
We here in Mongolia have also been celebrating, and this is the 6th International Day of Yoga that we'll be celebrating here. And this year's Yoga Day is different. The way we are planning to celebrate it is in a controlled environment. We are adopting both the virtual and the physical mode. So virtually we are doing it, and also physically. In 10 different centers of UB City, we will be performing yoga on common yoga protocol, and here in the embassy, in this hall itself, embassy would be the center point.
Research has shown that exercise, including yoga and meditation, can be an effective tool to combat depression and anxiety. Early evidence indicates that the COVID-19 pandemic might be exacerbating people's existing mental health issues or causing new stress. Since the 21st of June 2015, International Day of Yoga has been an annual global celebration. The physical, mental and spiritual practice of yoga originated in India. At the 2014 United Nations General Assembly, Prime Minister Narendra Modi proposed that a day to celebrate and practice yoga should be globally recognized. This year also marks the 65th anniversary of diplomatic relations between Mongolia and India. Last week, the Embassy of India in Mongolia opened the India-Mongolian Garden in the national park and planted 65 more trees.
The 65th anniversary of India's diplomatic relations is a historic moment, and what we have planned is the planned series of activities. Special commemorative stamp to mark this occasion, 65th anniversary, will be released by the Mongol Post along with the Indian Embassy. Gold and silver coin will be issued by the Central Bank of Mongolia, Mongol Bank, on Gandhiji.
The ambassador of the Republic of India to Mongolia, Mr. Singh, emphasized that he is proposing to plant trees for every holiday and anniversary. The 65th anniversary will be marked this year with a series of political, social and cultural events such as high-level and ministerial visits, cultural festivals and Buddhist philosophy, as well as screening of a famous Indian TV series and a visit of an important guest from India to Mongolia. Plans are underway to start at the end of this year to have a grand celebration of this historic occasion.
Now let's take a look at currency exchange rates provided by Mongol Bank. Experts confirm that Mongolia has a major source of renewable energy. They say winds in the Gobi region have the potential of providing 4% of total energy usage of the globe.
Wind speeds are on average 5 to 7 meters per second in the Dornot steppe in the east and Umngov in the south. In the late 1990s, a study on converting the Gobi winds into energy was started. At present, enough study material has been gathered.
In Umngov province, wind power is measured at 400 to 600 watts per square meter. In Sukhbatr, Dornot and Dorngov provinces, the average wind speed is estimated at between 6.4 and 7.1 meters per second.
The annual power usage in Mongolia is about 8 million kilowatts. 91% is provided by thermal power stations and 9% is complemented by the National Center for Renewable Energy. Experts say that if the Renewable Energy Center operates at its full capacity, it could provide 19% of the power usage in the country. But the inconsistent quality of both solar and wind resources is the main issue for reliable operation. There are many occasions that the wind loses its speed in the afternoon, so a renewable energy storage battery is an important solution to this issue.
Currently, we're finalizing a project to establish a renewable energy storage battery with a capacity between 100 and 250 megawatt-hours. After this establishment, our need to buy energy from overseas sources will be drastically lessened.
Renewable energy is the current trend around the globe. It is environmentally friendly and is seen as more profitable than selling coal. Some Asian countries made the request to buy renewable energy from Mongolia. The major enhancement for this type of energy sector holds a promising future.
You're watching News Mongolia on MNB World. Now let's take a look at the weather forecast for the world's major cities. This is it for today. Thank you for staying with us. We'll see you next time with more news and updates. Have a nice evening. Goodbye.